Welcome you in to more coverage of Alabama State baseball. Game 2 of the 3-game series between the Hornets and Alabama A&M. As we're technically playing a doubleheader today, this will be the second of 2. Alabama State winning the first game by the final of 10-7. And yes, it seems a little closer than it should have been, with the Hornets coming in with a 34-15 record, 21-3 in conference play. They do win the game, and Alabama A&M played them tough, though. In fact, took a 4-0 lead into the 6th inning before the Hornet bats got on cue. They'll try to make it 2 in a row in this one this evening. And more than likely, this will clinch a division title for Alabama State. We were doing the math between games. At the moment, Alabama State leads Bethune-Cookman, who has already won their game today. But they lead Bethune-Cookman in the loss column by 4 games. A win would mean the best that Bethune-Cookman can do is tie Alabama State in the standings. The thing is, the Hornets have the tiebreaker in the head-to-head, so a win would mean that Alabama State could lose all 3 games next weekend at Florida A&M and still finish in a tie with Bethune-Cookman, meaning they would win the East. So here we go. It is the Bulldogs batting first. It'll be pretty much the same lineup as the first game, and they face Ricardo Rivera, who has a 8-0 record, 348 earned run average. This is his 9th start of the year. He faces Chandler Stocking to get this one underway. The first pitch, make it the second pitch, is a strike, and it's 0-2. Again, ASU winning the first game 10-7 after trailing 4-0. 3 straight over the plate, strike 3 called. Stocking is down.
Left fielder number 3, Bryson Hammond.
Their lineup has, you just heard Stocking leading off. Bryson Hammond will bat second. Tommy Easley is batting third. Blake Martin batting fourth. Jalen Parker batting fifth. Jared Tribbett batting sixth. C.J. Mervelis, the shortstop, is in the number 7 hole as the first pitch to Hammonds is fouled out of play. Kenny Glover is catching in this second game. He bats 8th, and Chevalier Doris, the right fielder, batting 9th for head coach Elliott Jones in his 3rd year. Nothing but strikes for Rivera so far. Hammond's 0-2 now as he fouls that pitch back. Rivera comes in with pretty good stats to go with what has been a kind of an up and down year for him. Pitch popped to right field where LaPritt has it. And there's quickly 2 outs in this top of the first. Rivera has pitched 51 innings coming in. He has struck out 58, walked just 22, batting average of .254 by the opposing hitters. Tommy Easley bats and swings and misses at the first pitch. Rivera has yet to throw a ball. 0-1 the count. Pitch, strike 2. Well, it can't be an immaculate inning, or can it? Even if you hit a ball, or do they have to be strikeouts? I'm asking Fred Sinkton. He doesn't know. Here's a foul back. Still 0-2 and still hasn't thrown a ball. Two outs at the top of the first. The pitch, called strike 3. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Rivera. Nothing doing for A&M. ASU coming to bat in a scoreless game.
Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, for more information on Alabama State athletics, be sure to follow us on Twitter at Alabama State Sports and like us on Facebook. For more information on Alabama State baseball, follow us on Twitter at Alabama State BB You can also visit DallasStateSports.com for rosters, bios, stats, and so much more.
Alabama State trying to win the series with this win in the second game. They won the first game 10-7. And they'll try to win it here and more than likely sew up the division title with a win in this one and certainly with a win tomorrow, the final game of the series. Here's their lineup. It hadn't changed much. There's one change in this second game. Randy Flores leading off. Tyler McIntosh batting second. Ian Matos, the center fielder, batting third. Jack Hay is the left fielder batting in cleanup. Ali LePred, the right fielder, batting fifth. Corey King batting sixth. Kristen Lopez batting seventh. Jaden Sloan is the one change. He is the DH in this one. And then Jamal George, the catcher, batting ninth. They'll face Anthony Mateo. Mateo is a freshman with a 0-4 record. This will be his fifth start, 12th appearance. He has an ERA that's rather lofty at 8.54. He's got 23 strikeouts on the year and 18 walks. Hitters batting .283 against him. He starts Randy Flores with the ball, and it's 1-0 as we start the bottom of the first. Next pitch is on the corner on the inside part of the plate, 1-0, or excuse me, 1-1. Mateo is a right-hander. Flores sends one foul deep down the right field line, but out of play. Count 1-2. Hornets got off to a slow start in game one, trailed 4-0 after 4 innings. Actually, after 6 innings. There's a high bounder to second. Stocking throws just in time, 1 out. Tyler McIntosh will hit. Mateo wearing number 30. He is a freshman, as I mentioned, from Lynn, Massachusetts. He's a long way from home. McIntosh at the plate. Had a couple of big hits in that comeback win for Alabama State in the first game. He got everything started in that 6th-run, 6th inning. He led that inning off with a double, came around to score the first run. 1-0 the count. Pitch is hit to left, not very deep. In fact, it's going to be fielded by either the third baseman or the shortstop. It'll be Marvelous, who's marvelous on that catch. 2 outs. Two quick outs, and here's Matos. Matos had a couple of hits in the first game. Stands at the plate and takes a strike 0-1. 363 average, 9 home runs, 41 runs driven in. He faces Mateo, the right-hander, who throws him a ball in the dirt. 1-1. That game for Alabama State, 31st time, double-digit hits. 19th time, double-digit runs. There's a scoop and a nice one by the shortstop, Mervelis. He'll throw over to first to end the inning. As the Hornets are scoreless, that's where we are after one. No score, A&M and Alabama State. No score after an inning here at Wheeler Watkins Baseball Complex. Alabama State and Alabama A&M. Blake Martin to lead off for the Bulldogs. On a night in which it's a chance for a lot of the old-timers here from Alabama State's past gathering together. Larry Watkins threw out the first pitch tonight. Martin takes a strike 0-1. I learned something today I didn't know, that Watkins was known as Toy Cannon. Swing and a miss, 0-2 now. Again, Rivera has yet to throw a ball. I don't have the count. How many pitches is that? That's 10. Finally throws one on pitch number 11. It's 1-2. One and two. Pitch is fouled away. Martin had 2 hits in the loss in the first game. One was a triple that drove in a run. He also singled in a run. This one is hit hard to left center. And, well, Matos got a glove on it, but he couldn't hold on. That'll be a double to start the inning for Alabama A&M.
Right fielder number 20, Jalen Parker.
Bulldogs hit the ball in game 1. They had 13 hits. And they've got their first here in the second inning. Here's Jalen Parker. Parker, the right fielder, doubled in the 9th inning when Alabama A&M scored a couple of runs to make it respectable. First pitch, he's squaring and takes a strike. Corey King is practically shaking hands with him. There's a pitch, fastball, it's up. But once again, Parker squared to bunt. Runner at second, nobody out. One. Again, squaring to bunt. And takes the ball outside, 2-1. Parker hitting just .239 on the year. King backs up a bit. This time he doesn't square, and he swings and fouls it back, 2-2. Now everybody will move back to their normal position, I assume. Trying to move that runner to third is Parker with less than 2 outs. He's got a 2-2 count. Rivera pitches, swing and a miss, strike 3. Give him a fastball right down the middle. 1 away for Tribbett. Tribbett hit in the 8-hole in the first game. He is number 6 hitter in the second game. He had a single and an RBI sacrifice fly for the Bulldogs in game 1. Again, the first game was delayed after a lightning. Do we call it a storm? Not really, because we never saw it. It never got here to the stadium. The 0-1 cut off and foul back. 0-2. So we came back to finish it starting in the 4th inning this afternoon around 3 p.m. Central. Oh, 2 pitch is right down the pike, strike 3. So after a leadoff double, Rivera has struck out the next 2, and Martin still at second base. Here is Marvelous. Marvelous, the shortstop. He had a double in 4 trips to the plate. So 2 outs. Runner at second. First pitch to him is a bit outside 1-0. Opposite ends of the spectrum as far as the division is concerned between these two. Alabama State on top. Alabama A&M at the bottom. Big cut and a miss. Hornets 22-3 in conference play coming into this one, while A&M is 3-21. 1-1 the count, 2 outs. Runner at second. Pitch. Foul back. The division is laid out like this. Alabama State 22-3, leading Bethune-Cookman, which has won their game this afternoon. They're 18-7. Florida A&M has really faltered. They're down to 16-10. They're out of the race for the division title. Jackson State is 12-14. Swing and a miss. That'll end the inning. But to finish the division, Mississippi Valley at 5-22, A&M at 3-21. Inning and a half in the books, no score.
Ladies and gentlemen, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. Leading off of the Hornets, left fielder number 13, Jack Hay.
Alabama State will bat here in the bottom of the second inning. No score between the Hornets and the Bulldogs of Alabama A&M. Jack Hay the leadoff, followed by Ali LaPrade and Corey King. for the top hitting team in SWAC baseball. And Hayes, one of those leaders, and he checks his swing, but that's a strike 0-1. Hay with a couple of hits in that first game. Was part of that sixth inning. He singled and scored in that inning, and then in the seventh he added an RBI single. 1-1 the count. Pitch grounded high over the head of the first baseman. Let's see if he can get two out of this. He's going to try, and he's going to make it. The right fielder struggling out there, Parker. In fact, he bobbled the ball a little bit, still made it closer than I thought he would. So a leadoff double for the Hornets. For Jack Hay, that is his 9th double of the year. He has as many home runs as he's got doubles. I don't know if that's good or bad. That means he's got a lot of home runs. He's got 9 of them. Ollie LePred will bat with a runner at second and one out. Or excuse me, nobody out. Excuse me. And he hits one to right center. Pretty well hit. Looks like the right fielder that's there, Parker, and Jack Hay will tag up. And he'll make it to third without a throw. So the flyout moves the runner. And Corey King with a chance to give ASU the early lead. King 2 for 3 in the first game. And he did his damage late. He had a double and an RBI. Came around to scoring a wild pitch in the 6th. And then a single and a run scored in the 8th. First pitch to him, right back up the middle base hit. That'll score Jack Hay. Line drive, single.
Next up at bat for the Hornets, third baseman and number 24, Christian Lopez.
RBI number 46 for the Hornets' first baseman. He stands at first with one out, and Lopez will bat. Lopez had a couple of hits, also with a double and an RBI in that first game. Scored twice. ASU's bats were pretty silent for the first 5 innings. In fact, they had just one, make it 2 hits through 5. And then they unloaded with 11 in the last 3 innings. They got 2 here in this second inning. Swing and a miss by Lopez. Got a great pitching performance from Johan Laboy, who picked up the win. 0-1 the count on Lopez. Pitch is inside. Fastball just missed. 1-1. ASU will finish the conference season next weekend. They'll be on the road in Tallahassee to play Florida A&M. 1-1. The pitch upstairs, but it's a strike. 1-2. Must have been at the letters. Here's the significance of today and tomorrow for Alabama State. If they can clinch the division, they can start giving some guys a rest. Somebody like Jamal George, who was caught pretty much every game this season. Liner caught at third. They will not be able to throw King out at first. He scampers back. Nice play by the third baseman Easley. That was hit hard by Lopez. 2 down, and here is Sloan. Jaden did not play in game 1. But he's been pretty good when he has. 343, 6 home runs, 23 driven in. He's gotten a chance to play due to some injuries as the season's gone along. He'll hit one hard to short, but it's gobbled up by Mervelis. He'll take the short route and the force play at second. Hornets get on the board with a run on 2 hits. They leave a runner, but they lead it 1-0 after 2.
That was 1 run on 2 hits, no errors with 1 left on base. Alabama State Athletics Department is excited to announce their partnership with Southern Orthopedic Surgeons. partner of Alabama State Athletics with 6 locations in serving the river region. Call 334-613-9000 today for any of your orthopedic needs. Southern Orthopedics, here for the go-getters. Catcher number 15, Kenny Glover.
We go to the top of the third inning. Alabama State with a 1-0 lead. Kenny Glover will lead off for A&M. Against Ricardo Rivera. First pitch is a ball, 1-0. Swing and a miss on the next one. Rivera has been solid. He's got 5 strikeouts through the first 2 innings. And he promptly gets a line drive over Corey King at first. Glover's going to try to stretch it to second, and he's going to make it easy. Lead off double.
Center fielder number 1 is Chevalier Doris.
So a leadoff double for Glover, and here is Doris. That's how the second inning started for Alabama A&M, with Martin leading off with a double. And he never went anywhere else, as 3 consecutive strikeouts ended the inning. 2 hits now for the Bulldogs. Again, they'll square, and again, the pitch is taken this time for a ball, 1-0. Doris had a hit. He walked. He also had a couple of strikeouts. He scored a run for Alabama A&M. He will attempt a bunt, and that's a strike, 0-1, or 1-1, I should say. They've squared a couple of times in this series already once more. And now twice as the bunt is laid down. Lopez is going to have to make the play, and he does for the out. Sacrifice moves Glover to third.
Second baseman number 11, Chandler Stocking.
That one scored a sacrifice 5-4. Flores comes over to cover. And here's the top of the order, and Chandler Stocking. Chance to tie the game for Stocking, the tying run at third, and he whips at a off-speed pitch, 0-1. Next pitch must have been low, 1-1. Stocking had a hit and an RBI in game 1, also a walk. One pitch to short. That'll score the run. McIntosh makes the throw, 2 outs, but a run does score to tie the game.
Left fielder number 3, Bryson Hammonds.
Nobody aboard with 2 outs, and here is Hammonds. Hammonds 0 for 1 with a fly out to right. Warm day here in Montgomery. Needless to say, call strike, 0-1. Hopefully we're not going to have to deal with any rain. There's a chance of it later on tonight. Foul ball hit down the right side. The rain chances are going to increase in about an hour, which is pretty typical for this time of year. Those pop-up thunder showers. 0-2. Pitch wasted upstairs. 1-2. I'm looking at the radar right now. I don't see anything in the area, so hopefully it'll stay that way. 1-2 pitch. Here it is, and it's a high chopper. Lopez waits for it to come down, throws across just in time to end the inning. A&M ties it, though, with a run on a hit. Nobody left. 1-1 our score going to the bottom of the third.
Ladies and gentlemen, one run off one hit. No errors, none left on base. Hornet fans, inside the third inning, Vance offers 3 from each challenge. For every Hornet home run or triple in the bottom of the third, Vance will toss 3 T-shirts into the ground. Vance offers and Alabama State baseball is always a hit. Leading off the third inning for the Hornets, catcher number 14, Jamal George.
1-1 our score, bottom of the third. ASU will send Jamal George to the plate. The number 9 hitter will be followed by Randy Flores and then Kyler McIntosh. Hornets trying to take the series with a win here. They won game 1, 10-7. First pitch to Jamal George is a ball, 1-0. We'll update everything in the SWAC here in just a little bit. A lot of finals already in. Pitch is a strike, 1-1. Already mentioned the fact that Bethune-Cookman has defeated Florida A&M. They have now won that series, winning yesterday and today. Next pitch, ball 2. Jackson State has defeated Mississippi Valley 4-1. Two-one pitch. That's a ball, 3-1. And Grambling State has the lead on Arkansas Pine Bluff, 10-6. They're playing in the 7th. 3-1. Pop back out of play. 3-2 the count. Mentioned that Bethune-Cookman beat Florida A&M this afternoon 11-6. They're playing in Tallahassee. So Bethune-Cookman has won that series, trying to keep their hopes alive for the division. Next pitch popped up right side. I think it's going to reach the bullpen, and it does. Count stays 3-2. Prairie View is playing Texas Southern. It's a big game for the Western Division, or the Western side. And that game has yet to start. They're having rain in Texas today. 3-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Strikeout of George.
Back to the top of the lineup.
First of the game for Mateo. So Flores bats with 1 out. He'll take it inside fastball for a ball, 1-0. Prairie View and Texas Southern had played 2 games on Friday. They split that doubleheader. Liner foul, hit hard though by Flores. So the standings right now in the West has Grambling State up 3 games on Texas Southern. There's another line drive, but that is just foul. First base umpire Connor McKenzie making the call. One and 2 the count. You got Grambling State leading it, 19-5. Texas Southern 13-8. Southern's just behind by a half game of Texas Southern. Next pitch is sent to the left side. Fly ball and out of reach. 3 players converging on it, couldn't get to it. Prairie View A&M is also 13-9, so there's a half game separating second and fourth place. So these next couple of games are pretty important for those teams. There's another liner to left or to right, and again, it's just foul. Another one just to the right of the chalk. Flores is playing with that right field line here on this at-bat. We're tied at 1. We're in the bottom of the 3rd. Flores again awaits the pitch and once again hits it, this time up the middle. Why fool around with the right field and left field lines? Just send it back up the middle, and he does for a hit. So Kyler McIntosh bats with 1 out, 1 on. To give you an idea, Grambling next weekend will finish out the regular conference season with Prairie View A&M. Big lead by Flores, but he's back diving to first on the throw. So Prairie View needs a big weekend. They need to finish strong this weekend and then hope for a crazy ending next weekend. They're going to need some help. Same is true with Texas Southern. First pitch is a little blooper that's going to get through the right side. The second baseman Stocking was shading towards the bag, and that's a seeing eye single for Kyler McIntosh. Flores stands at second now. What's the old saying? Hit them where they ain't. And if you give me who said that, I'll give you a nickel. You can't look it up on your phone. It was not Yogi Berra. Everybody thinks Yogi Berra said that. It was Wee Willie Keeler who said it long before Yogi Berra was around. Nope, 1 out, and the first pitch to Matos is a strike. Matos with a chance to give ASU the lead here in the bottom of the 3rd. Trying to match that run scored by Alabama A&M. 0-1 the count to Matos. They're holding Flores at second. The second baseman, Stocking, is practically on the bag. Now he steps back behind it. They are playing Matos to pull on the left side. Right fielder is almost in center field. That's how far around he was. Now they will throw to second. Flores is back. Oh, and 2 the count to Matos. 1 out here in the 3rd. We wait for the pitch. There it is. And he lines it foul down the third base side. Still in the hole 0-2. Jack Hay is on deck. He doubled and scored his last time up. Another 0-2 pitch. Here it comes. Matos sends one to second. They're going to get the force at third, and that's all they'll get. Marvelous momentum moving him toward the third base bag, and they get the force out, so Flores is out. Fielder's choice for Matos. McIntosh to second. Hay with another shot to drive in a run here with 2 outs this time. Hay batting .361. Takes a fastball, strike 0-1. Well, like we saw in the first game with Tyler Campbell, who got off to a pretty good start. In fact, 5 innings of scoreless ball against Alabama State. Anthony Mateo doing a pretty good job here early on against this Hornet offense. There's a called strike 0-2. That one looked a little bit low to me, maybe even inside. Hay in the hole 0-2. There are 2 outs, runners at first and second. 1-1 our score. The 0-2. Hit high and deep to right. Did he get enough? Back is the right fielder Parker at the fence. He'll make the catch. And Mateo shows a little sigh of relief. No runs, 2 hits. And they leave them both. We've played 3, 1-1 our score.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's game sponsor is the Immunization Division of the Alabama Department of Public Health. They would like to encourage you to get your flu vaccine as well as the COVID-19 booster. For more information on where your family can obtain that life-saving vaccine, log on to alabamapublichealth.gov or vaccines.gov. Third baseman, number 4, Tommy Easley.
To the 4th we go, 1-1 our score. Tommy Easley will lead off. He'll be followed by Blake Martin and Jalen Parker for Alabama A&M. They're trying to break a skid. They have lost 16 out of 17 after that first loss today. First pitch plunks Easley. So he is on with a hit by pitch. And here's Martin.
First baseman, number 25, Blake Martin.
Martin had a double in the second inning, got stranded though. As Rivera came back and struck out the next 3 batters. Pop to the right side. That looks like it's going to reach beyond the fence. It is 0-1. ASU has one more home game after tomorrow. It'll be Tuesday night against Presbyterian. That'll be a 6 o'clock start, and then they'll finish out the regular season at Florida A&M. Next pitch, fly ball, relatively deep, but LaPred is there for the out. 1 away.
Right fielder, number 20.
Easley cannot tag. He stays at first. 1 down for Parker, who struck out his first time. after the Florida A&M series next weekend. And there will be no radio coverage, by the way, of that game, of that series. The SWAC tournament will be played in Atlanta, actually at Georgia Tech to be precise. Unless something really strange happens, ASU will be the top overall seed. First pitch is fouled back by Parker. And the winner of that tournament gets the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. 0-1 the count. Now 1-1 as the fastball stays outside. The 1-1, again pop foul. One and two, the count, one out here in the fourth. We are tied at 1. Easily gets a lead from first and was taking off with a pitch. The ball is flying to right field, but caught by LaPred. Easily scampers back to first. 2 down, and Tribbett will bat. If you're wondering if Alabama State has any chance of getting into the NCAA tournament as an at-large bid, the answer is no. Their RPI is just not strong enough. They are 140th. And that's not bad for a team out of the SWAC. That's actually very good. But it has to be closer to about 40 or 50 to have a shot. But it won't matter if they can win the championship during the tournament, which is a double elimination tournament. 2-0 is the count on Tribbett. We've got 2 outs in the inning. Pitch that's way outside. 3-0 now. Alabama State, and this is according to WarrenNolan.com, has a better RPI than a lot of teams that traditionally have made the NCAA tournament. Southeastern Louisiana out of the Southland is one of those. Tribbett walks on 4 pitches. So that'll move a runner into scoring position with 2 outs. C.J. Mervelis will now bat. Rice, you remember Rice? They went to the World Series a few years ago. They're below Alabama State. North Florida, which has had some good teams. In fact, they were Division II powerhouse for several years before they moved into Division I. Cincinnati. A couple of teams in the Big 12. Kennesaw State, which won numerous Division II championships back in the day. So a lot of teams are behind Alabama State. Unfortunately, there's a lot of teams in front of them too. So here we go, 2 outs, 2 on. And Mervelis at the plate. Takes a big cut at a fastball and misses 0-1. Rivera working his 4th inning. He has given up a run on 2 hits. The 0-1. A little bit high, 1-1. His pitch count up to 50. Mervelis has dropped below the Mendoza line now at 198. He entered the series a little over at 204. The pitch, pop foul out of play. And this has been the problem that A&M has had pretty much all year. Their offense has been, dare I say, woeful. Although it didn't look like it in that first game, scoring 7 runs. 1-2 the count to Mervelis. Pitch, grounder to third. Lopez is going to take the easy out at third to end the inning. Bulldogs get 2 aboard, but can't do anything with them. We played 3.5, 1-1 our score.
That was no runs off no hits, no errors, but 2 left on base. Baby, I took it home, she took the whole thing and slow down. Hornet Nation, don't forget to make your plans to support your Hornets at the 2023 Southwestern Athletic Conference Baseball Tournament on Wednesday, May 24th through Sunday, May 28th at Georgia Tech's West Traverse Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. Tickets can be purchased online at swag.org. They say I juicy just now. This is between us and I was slow and this isn't a closable gap. I see some attack. Don't let them get it back. I know that they at the crib going crazy down bad. What they had didn't last. Whoa. Sometimes we laugh, sometimes we cry, but I guess you know now. Baby, I took it home, she took the whole thing and slow down. Baby, we took a trip, now we on your block, and it's like a ghost town. Baby, where did these be at when they say they're doing all this and all that? I'm in the trenches, relax. Can you not pass? I'm in the clothes, we do not listen to rap. We in the line, I bought. Leading off for the Hornets, right fielder number 19, Holly LaPrelle.
Hornets and Bulldogs tied at 1 in the second game of the 3-game series. Ali LaPrelle will lead off. He'll be followed by Corey King and then Kristen Lopez. And first pitch swinging. And LaPrelle hits a high pop right side. First baseman Martin says he's got it, and he does. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th.
First baseman number 10, Corey King.
So Corey King will bat. He's got the only run driven in this one for Alabama State. This has become a little bit of a pattern for Alabama State. They start slow. First pitch to King is a ball, 1-0. They get off to a slow start offensively, and then they just unload about midway through on. Now, that has not always been the case, but in some of these games it has been. It was the case in game 1 when they didn't have but 2 hits through 5 innings. 2-0 the count now on King. Mateo working his 4th inning. Pitch. Check swing, but it's a strike anyway, 2-1. You figure teams that come in here, they know they're playing the best team. They're going to play a little above their heads. And we've seen that at times. We saw it in the first game, I think. That one is off the catcher's mitt of Kenny Glover, and it goes to the backstop. 3-1. They really didn't show a whole lot of life in the first 4 or 5 innings of that last game. High bounder, grabbed by the second baseman, but he can't make the throw. And Corey King beats it out. That'll be an infield hit.
Next up at bat for the Hornets, third baseman, number 24.
Second hit of the game for Corey King. So with 1 out, here's Lopez. Lopez hit a shot to third that was caught by Tommy Easley. Now it's back in the second. One our score. 6 hits now for the Hornets. Good stop by Glover on the ball in the dirt. 1-0. Warm night. I don't know if that's got anything to do with it. I would think not. Sometimes the ball carries better with humidity. Has not really been the case today. In fact, we haven't had a home run hit in this series yet. Here's a low pitch for a ball, 2-0. When's the last time we said that about Alabama State? That they have not hit a home run in a game. They have gone homerless through 8 innings in the first game and now 3+ in the second. Pitch is fouled away by Lopez. King with a 1-out single stands at first. Two 2-1 pitch to Lopez. Here it comes. Big cut and a miss at an off-speed breaking ball. 2-2. That was in his eyes. He could see that one traveling a far distance had he got a hold of it. Instead, it's 2-2 count. Sloan is on deck. King with a lead at first. Liner, base hit, left field. So Lopez with a single, following King's single. And here's Sloan. Just to give you an idea, I was talking about the RPI as we'll get a visit to the mound by the pitching coach for Alabama A&M. The top team in RPI is Wake Forest. They have a 20-5 conference record, 42-7 overall. They are I believe, the only team in college baseball that's got 40 wins. There are a number of teams ahead of ASU, a few of which aren't even at 500. Charlotte is one of them. They are 89th in RPI. They have a 24-24 record. Appalachian State 25-21 at 102. Valparaiso has a losing record, and they're ranked 103 in the RPI. Now you're saying, what's the RPI? It is an adjustment of your teams that you've faced. Obviously, you play a better schedule, you're going to get rewarded, but you also, that gives you a better chance of losing. I'll check the strength of schedule in just a minute. Right now, the Hornets trying to take the lead. They got runners at first and second, 1 out. Jaden Sloan at the plate. And he steps off, does Mateo. Still waiting for the first pitch to Sloan, who is 0 for 1. Pitch in the dirt, 1-0. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Inside the fastball, 2-0. ASU's strength of schedule, according to the RPI, is 275. And that is not very good, to be honest, but part of that has to do with the conference they're in. This league has not been very strong this year. Next pitch is swung on and missed, 2-1. That does not take anything away, though, from what Alabama State has done. They have beaten everybody they're supposed to beat in this league and then some. Sloan at the plate. High bouncing shot. Throws to second for 1. On to first. Should be safe. He is. So they stay out of the double play. King reaches third. Lopez is out at second, 5-4.
Next up, at one of the Hornets, catcher number 14.
So 2 down. It'll take a 2-out hit for Jamal George. George struck out his only other at-bat. That was in the 3rd inning. He's got the go-ahead run standing at 3rd. Mateo looks in, taking his time. He's really slowed his pace. Pitch, strike, fastball. Not sure if they'll be sending Sloan here. He does have a stolen base, but that's it.
No.
The 0-1. Curveball lays off. 1-1 to count. 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 4th. A 1-1 tie. Pitch is upstairs. 2-1. Jose Vasquez working over at the 3rd base box. Talking to King, who stands at 3rd. There's a grounder through, base hit, Hornets lead. 2-out single from Jamal George gives ASU the lead. Jaden Sloan moves to 2nd. Flores will try to keep it going now with a 2-1 advantage. Flores has a single and a ground out. There are 2 outs in the inning. This game is really slowed to a pace of a bad soap opera. Pitch is fouled away. Do they still have soap operas? I know they took Days of Our Lives and they put it online. That's when I quit watching. The 0-1. Here it is for Mateo. Hit hard but foul down the right field line by Randy Flores, who is, looks like he's got his hitting situation taken care of. He was struggling there for a little while, but he has really turned it around. And he is squaring up, as the old saying goes, squaring up the round bat. He's in the hole here, 0-2. Takes a curveball that's a little bit low. Good take by him, 1-2. McIntosh on deck. Runners at 1st and 2nd. Flores awaits the 1-2 pitch. And he hits it to center. Not very deep. Chevalier Doris is there for the out to end the inning. Hornets get a run, but they leave 2. We've played 4 innings. 2-1, Hornets.
Ladies and gentlemen, one run, 3 hits.
Yeah.
Hornet Nation, if you wonder what it takes to continue getting the best shooting athletes in the country, well, we have the answer. Join the Hornet Club, the team behind the team. The Hornet Club is the official fundraising and all for the Department of Intercollegiate Athletics. Come join us to help us continue to elevate, execute, and enhance the opportunities for our student athletes for years to come.
Got anything way to say that, you know? So we played them in Wallace still? Okay, yeah. No, we played at Block Park. It's like a minor league ball kind of.
Catcher number 15, Kenny Glover.
Kenny Glover leads off for Alabama A&M, takes a pitch for a ball 1-0. 2-1 now our score. Hornets taking the lead in the bottom of the fourth inning. The RBI single by Jamal George. 1-1 the count. Glover at the plate. Fouls one back. It's 1-2. Glover doubled and scored in the third. Well, the only run for Alabama A&M thus far. 2-2 now the count as the fastball is high. Doris is on deck. And then the top of the order in Stocking would follow him. Rivera's still out there. Foul ball back out of play. He has been pretty solid to this point. Pitched out of a little bit of trouble in the fourth. Another 2-2. There's a liner through Corey King at first base, just out of the reach. Glover with a base hit, his second of the game. And here's Doris. Doris, the center fielder, with a sacrifice bunt back in the third. See if he's bunting here with nobody out. He does square, and he sends it right back to the pitcher. They got to play at second. There's the out. On the force. Not a good bunt by Doris.
Back to the top of the lineup for the Bulldogs. Second baseman, number 11, Chandler Stocking.
So Glover is out at second, 1-6. Doris at first with a fielder's choice, and here's Stocking. Stocking 0 for 2. He does have an RBI. Doris leads from first, and Stocking takes a ball low, 1-0.
Roll the pair, guys. Let's go.
You know, I got all kind of things I could say about Chandler Stocking and rhymes and everything, but they just don't fit right now. 2-0 now the count on Stocking. Something like he could be rocking, but he's really not. He did have a hit in the first game. There goes the runner from first. Strike, throw down is late. Good jump by Doris for the stolen base, and he's in scoring position. Doris has speed. In fact, he leads Alabama A&M in steals. That's his 24th of the year. 2-1 the count on Chandler Stocking, now with a chance to drive in a run. There goes Doris again, and he steals third. Rivera not paying close attention to the runner there. He got a running jump off of second base. So now a fly ball ties the game. In fact, ASU's going to bring in the infield. 2 strikes on Stocking. Pitch. Foul ball hit to the right. And infield is in on the grass, with the exception of King at first. He is even with the bag. There's a grounder, and Lopez tags out the runner at third. Oh, what a play. Lopez made the grab, went to the ground, and tags out Doris for the out. Unbelievable play by Kristen Doris. Lopez with a great play. There's 2 down. Stocking at first. He tags out, I should say, the tying run. He would have had a play at first if he hadn't have made that play. So 2 outs for Hammonds. Somebody give that guy a handkerchief, by the way. First pitch is outside for a ball. Want to know the count. There goes the runner. And the ball is blooped into right. That's going to drop for a hit. Stocking stopped at second, but it ain't going to matter. He's going to make it all the way around to third. A bloop single for Hammonds, and here comes Easley, their top hitter, once again with the tying run at third base. Easley is 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch in the 4th. And it looks like Lopez may be making the slow walk to the mound, and we may get a pitching change. Adiel Melendez has been warming up in the bullpen. They're still talking. They're going to leave him in there. Why not? So they're going to give Rivera a chance to pitch out of this with 2 outs. And depending on how the rest of the game goes, he would be eligible for the win if he can get out of this inning without giving up a run. Or if he doesn't end up giving up a run, he would get a chance to get the win should Alabama State score a run or 2 in the bottom of the inning. I'm not saying that's why that he's not coming out. I think Vasquez just wants to see him work his way out of this. Also a meeting amongst the A&M players and their coach, Elliott Jones. That counts as a visit. Everything's about timeouts now. College, pro, doesn't matter. You can't just go and talk to the third base coach. It counts against you. And I think you get 6 per game. So here we go. First and third, 2 outs for Easley. From the stretch, strike, nope, 1 ball and nothing. That one just missed the corner. The 1-0. Grounder. Lopez goes the short route to end the inning. A&M threatens, but they don't score. Alabama State holds a 2-1 lead through 4 1/2.
That'll do it for the top of the 5th inning, ladies and gentlemen. That was no runs off 2 hits, no errors with 2 left on base. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow, game 3 of our Sweat 3-game series, 1 o'clock p.m. right here at the Willow Watkins Baseball Complex. It's senior day. Come out, support our seniors, as well as your Alabama State Hornets. Leading off for the Hornets, shortstop number 3, Tyler McIntyre.
Jose Vasquez, I think, got what he wanted from his starter, Ricardo Rivera. He pitched out of a jam there in the 5th. McIntosh first pitch swinging, and he'll ground out to the pitcher, 1 out to start the bottom of the 5th. Those are the type of situations you're going to be in if indeed you can make it to the NCAA tournament and probably SWAC tournament as well. Those pressure points. Our guy's got to make a pitch, and he did it. And got Alabama State out of the jam. He got help from his defense with a great play by Lopez at third. And then coaxed a ground out from the A&M, their best hitter to end the inning. 1-0 the count to Matos. He'll foul one back to the screen, 1-1. We're already seeing it with Vasquez. We saw it Tuesday night when they were playing UAB. In a pressure situation, he put Omar Melendez in a relief role. First time we've seen that since early in the season. Curveball stays outside, 2-1. And once they get this division wrapped up, I imagine you're going to see them pretty much do the same thing the rest of the way. Pop up, and it's going out of play. It's now 2-2. That sounded like it hit something and broke it. Everybody check your glass ceilings after that one. 2-2 count on Matos. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. 2-1 ASU. The pitch outside. Got past the catcher Glover. ASU with 2 runs on 7 hits. They've left 5. A&M 1 run on 4 hits. They've left 5. And that one catches Matos on the arm. Breaking ball that never broke. Matos reaches with 1 out. And here's Jack Hay. Hayes scored 1 of the 2 runs for Alabama State. He's going to take a second and check his shoelaces before he steps in. Mateo's up to 68 pitches. Again, we're in the 5th. And as I say that, it's like we might get a change. Elliott Jones making the slow walk. Looking up here at some of our former players as they watch him take a trip to the mound. He's going to make a pitching change. Why don't we take a timeout? We'll tell you who it is when we come back.
What you need to do is be thankful for the life you got, you know what I'm saying? Stop looking at what you ain't got, start being thankful for what you do got. Let's get something to do.
The new pitcher for Alabama A&M, Dimitri Stamatopoulos. And if I'm not saying that properly, I apologize, but that's the best I can do. Senior out of Toronto, Canada, Dodge City Community College. He's making his 11th appearance of the game, of the season, not the game. He has an ERA 7.71. He is 0-1. He does have a save, but he comes in to replace the starter Anthony Mateo, who actually did a pretty good job today in his 4 1/3 innings as Jack Kay takes a strike to start this at-bat. Matos is at first. There's one out. We're in the fifth, 2-1. Hornets with a lead. Hay from the left side of the plate from the right-hander. Big cut and a miss. Stamatopoulos is a big fella. They list him at 6'8", 240 pounds. That's NFL tight end material right there. Maybe even a tackle. Definitely a defensive end. 0-2 the count on Jack Hay. Facing the right-hander. Pitch. Curveball stays upstairs, and that pitch is not going to count because he just got called for a balk. He didn't come to a stop. So that wipes out the pitch. So it's still 0-2. But now Matos is in scoring position at second base. Pitch from Stamatopoulos. Liner over the head of the second baseman. Let's see if they'll send Matos. They will. He'll score. And it's 3-1 Alabama State. So that balk turns out to be pretty big. RBI single for Jack Kay. And here's Ali LaPred. He's looking to get himself going in this series. He is hitless in 6 trips to the plate. He did have a hit by pitch back in game 1. But he's looking for his first hit of the series, and he gets a little chin music there, 1-0. Hay leads from first. Pitch is hit deep to left. Is it fair? It is foul. Well foul, I might add. Really not that close. I made it more adventurous than it should have been. 1-1 the count.
Add one. Take one out.
The 1-1 outside, 2-1. Looked like he guided that pitch.
Smart man, coach. Don't throw that pitch no more.
He has only thrown 16 innings, has Dimitri. We got one out. We're in the bottom of the fifth. Pitch. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. 3-1 count on Ali LaPred. Pitch to him. This one's lined to right center. Is it going to hang up? Yes, it is. That'll allow Parker to get underneath it for the out. So 2 outs, and it'll take Corey King to keep it going. King singled in a run back in the second. He singled and scored in the fourth. See if he can keep it going here in the fifth. 1 run in. The pitch popped up right side. Stocking coming over and makes the catch. That'll do it for ASU in the fifth. They do score a run. They leave 1. They lead it 3-1 after 5.
That was 1 run off 1 hit. No errors with 1 left on base. Now pitching for the Hornets, number 21, Ariel Melendez.
Y es verdad que se le fue la mujer. Sí, compadre, pero con el corazón en reserva. Y quiero que
First baseman, number 25, Blake Martin.
Blake Martin leads off here in the 6th inning, a 3-1 lead for Alabama State. They've got a new pitcher in the game, Adiel Melendez. Takes the mound, the left-hander for Alabama State. First pitch is fouled away 0-1. Melendez has done a really good job here of late. He has watched his earned run average fall below 4. It was right around 5 not too long ago. It's now 3.75. He's got a 1-0 record. He's ahead in the count here 0-2 after that curveball is over for a strike. Just his 5th appearance. 12 innings pitched, and he's given up 5 runs. It has been pretty solid. He had some injury problems early. 1-2 now the count to Blake Martin, who is 1 for 2. Melendez from the stretch throws one in the dirt. I got a piece of somebody. I don't know if it was Jamal George, the catcher, or the umpire, Caleb Devier. Might have gotten George. Taking their time before they get ready for the next pitch. 2-2 the count to Martin. The pitch, grounder, backhanded at short by McIntosh. The throw over in time, 1 out.
Right fielder number 20, Jalen Parker.
Tailor-made grounder for the shortstop, 1 down for Parker. Give us a chance to remind you that tomorrow is senior day here at Wheeler Watkins Baseball Complex. That ceremony will take place right around 12:30 before first pitch at 1. Good cut and a miss by Parker. Parker 0 for 2. Another curveball of beauty, 0 and 2. Bulldogs have been limited to 4 hits in this one. They were much more successful with hits in the first game. They had 13. 0-2. Swing and a miss. That was a meek swing by Parker. First strikeout for Melendez. 2 down in the inning. Here's Tribbett. Tribbett is 0 for 1 with a walk. He struck out in the second, walked in the 4th inning. First pitch to him is hit to right. Pretty well hit. Backing up LaPrade, and that one is out of here. That thing just kept going off the bat of Jared Tribbett. And he's got a home run to pull Alabama A&M to within a run. He leads this team in home runs. That's his 7th. And it's 3-2. That's the first home run for either team in this series, and we've had to wait till the 6th inning of the second game. Considering the home runs that Alabama State has been hitting of late. 2 outs, run in, and Mervelis bats. Takes the ball low, 1-0. Bulldogs have been pretty feisty in this series so far. There's a strike. Never mind their record, which is the worst in the division. Actually, it's the worst in the league. They have been tough to get rid of here. Next pitch swung on and missed. Mervelis in the hole, 1 and 2. There is action in the A&M bullpen. The 1-2, grounded foul. That's the first run, I believe, that Adio Melendez has given up in a while. Another 1-2 pitch coming. Here it is.
Hey,
Just upstairs.
must have been low, Blue.
So a 2-2 pitch coming here in the top of the 6th. Here it is.
Check
He
it.
swung and missed. They'll tag him out, and that'll do it. But A&M scores a run. They do it on the home run by Tribbett, but they still trail 3-2. We'll be back.
Ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for the top of the 6th inning. That was 1 run off of 1 hit. No errors with none left on base. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, join us tomorrow for Senior Day and the series finale between your Hornets and Alabama A&M. Senior Day is set to begin the first game at 12:30 p.m. with the first pitch from Game 3 set for 1 p.m. Hornets, third baseman number 24, Christian Lopez.
Three to two, our score now as we go to the bottom of the sixth. Hornets holding on to the lead, but just can't seem to put away the Bulldogs in this one. They didn't do a very good job of it in game one. And now they hold a slim one-run lead as they bat here in the sixth. Christian Lopez leading off. Takes a strike from Demetrius Stamatopoulos. Next pitch is low. 1-1 the count. Sun setting in the west. Unless you're in Tokyo. Grounder to short. Marvelous works over to his left and makes a throw that bounces to first, but Martin digs it out, one away. What is it that Harry Carey used to say? It's 7:20 in this case, Chicago or Montgomery. 5:20 in Los Angeles and day after tomorrow in Tokyo. Now they're going to talk about the call at first. Vasquez would like another ruling. Wondering if he pulled his foot, did Martin, on that throw that again was in the dirt. And they're going to call him safe. We'll get your eraser out. So a break for Alabama State. Now I'm going to assume that's an error on the shortstop. Is that right? I'm looking over at my scorekeeper. Is that an E6? Yeah, it was a bad throw. We're going to think about it for a little while. Meanwhile, here is Sloan. Sloan 0 for 2, both fielders' choice on the board for him. He's got a 1-0 count. Nobody out after that reversal of the call. There's a throw to first, and it's low again. Boy, Blake Martin, the first baseman. We're going to give him a hit, okay. Infield hit. That one gets away from the catcher, and that'll allow Lopez to move to second. So 2-0 the count on Sloan. 11 hits now for Alabama State. But where it counts, they have a slim one-run lead, but they'd love to change that here in the sixth. Pitch outside. 3-0 count on Jaden Sloan.
A mile? How far, a mile?
Lopez stands at second. See if he's taking here. He is. That's a strike, 3-1. Jamal George is on deck, then back to the top of the order. Pitch. Fly ball hit to right, not very deep. Parker is there. Lopez fakes as if he's going to third, but he'll go back to second. One out for George. George had a single and an RBI back in the fourth inning. He also struck out in the third, 1 for 2. See if the Hornets can get that run back that they gave up in the sixth inning. And now we've got a visit from the dugout. This may be it for Stamatopoulos. I think I saw the coach, Elliott Jones, make a motion to the bullpen, and that is going to be the case. So the night is done for the Big Greek. I'm assuming that. I guess you could say the Big Canadian because he's from Canada. And they will get a pitching change. We will take a break, tell you about the new pitcher when we come back.
Now pitching for the Bulldogs, number 23, Dustin Hernandez.
New pitcher for Alabama A&M is Dustin Hernandez. He wears number 23. He's a right-hander, a junior out of Rayne, Louisiana. He went to Coastal Alabama, which is down in Bay Minette. He will be making his 11th appearance of the year. He's got an 0-1 record, 10.05 earned run average. He actually started the game earlier in the season. 14 innings, only 10 strikeouts, 11 walks. 267 batting average for his opponents. So a runner at second and one out. And Jamal George is hitting for Alabama State. 3-2 our score. We're in the bottom of the sixth. Almost comes sidearm and throws a fastball that's fouled away, 0-1. Oh, and 1 the count on George. We wait for the next pitch. Here it comes. Fastball is up. 1-1. I saw the coach for Alabama A&M, Elliott Jones, talking to the first base umpire, Connor McKenzie. He wanted an explanation of why they overturned the call. I can give it to him if he'd come up here and tell me. I'll tell you why it was overturned. Let's get this pitch out of the way first. It's a strike, 1-2. The first job of a first base umpire, believe it or not, is to make sure that the ball is caught. And that ball was off the side. And sometimes it's really hard. And I'm speaking as a guy who's umpired a little bit of baseball. It's hard to take care as the runner goes on the next pitch, and it's through for a base hit. That's a strange hit and run, but it's going to work. RBI single for Jamal George. Lopez was on the move with the pitch, and it pulled third baseman Tommy Easley out of the hole. He was going to cover the bag. What a play, and it gets that run back that ASU gave up in the top half of this inning. It's now 4-2. And to the top of the order, Randy Flores. But anyway, to finish my point, sometimes you can't see whether or not the foot of the first baseman is on the bag. And in this case, it was not. So fly ball, high and not very deep. And it's caught by Parker and right. And there's 2 down. And that ends up being a very important call at first base because Lopez came around to score. Now we got something else going on between the umpire, Connor McKenzie, and did they just throw Elliott Jones out of the game? Apparently somebody said something in the dugout. I'm sure they're a little bit frustrated. They have played ASU off their feet so far this weekend. Still probably chirping about that call at first base. It's especially big now because he came around to score. Now he's got all 3 of the attention, does the head coach of A&M, Elliott Jones. And he's going to get his money's worth out of this trip. I mean, he already got the explanation as to why the runner was safe at first. I think he's just letting off a little steam right now. And I'm going to give the umpires credit. They didn't toss him out of the game. But they may have received a warning. The A&M dugout may have received a warning here. So here we go. Runner at first, 2 outs, a run in, and McIntosh will hit. McIntosh a single and 3 trips to the plate. Hernandez, as the runner goes on the pitch, throw is down and wide of the base. Stolen base for Jamal George, the catcher.
Take third.
That was called a strike, 0-1. Another chance to drive in a run for McIntosh.
He's not checking you. Take off. Take off. Take off.
0-1 pitch. Strike, 0-2.
Come on, come on.
4-2 our score. We're in the bottom of the 6th. 2 outs here in the inning. There goes the runner, and McIntosh fouls it off. McIntosh average right now at .321. He does have 7 home runs. 36 runs driven in. Just about everybody in this lineup is hitting over 300. There's not too many at any level of this game that can say that. Another 0-2 pitch coming to McIntosh. Here it is. And it's lined to short. Mervelous, a nice pick, low throw, and it pulls the first baseman off, but they say he got back to the bag to get McIntosh. That was close. Hornets score a run. They do it on 2 hits. They leave a runner. We've got 6 in the books, 4-2, Hornets.
No errors, 1 left on base. Catcher number 15, Kenny Glover.
Four to two, our score as we go to the seventh. Kenny Glover will lead off, followed by Chevalier Doris, and then Chandler Stocking for Alabama A&M. Adiel Melendez still on the bump, and he throws a strike, or did he throw a ball? I beg your pardon, 1-0. 4 runs, 10 hits for Alabama State. There's a strike. They have left 7 in this one. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Glover's perfect at the plate. 2 for 2 with a double and a run scored. Singled back in the 5th. And he's in the hole here, 1-2. Pitch swung on and missed. They'll have to tag him out. They do. 1 out. Third strikeout for Melendez.
Chevalier Doris.
Here's Chevalier Doris. And if you're wondering with a name like that, that would be French Canadian. He's from a little town called Raymond, Mississippi, which is near Jackson. First pitch to him, a curveball to be 0-1. That's some of Fred Sankton's old stomping grounds, is it not? Raymond, Mississippi? No? Swing and a miss, 0-2.
That breeze feel good.
Maybe he just doesn't remember being there. There's a few places I don't remember being in Mississippi, I can tell you that. The 0-2 coming from Melendez. It's in the dirt. Well, I figured when you were at Delta State, you would have made the travels in the state of Mississippi. You went through it going to Hattiesburg. Yeah, well, that's pretty good. The 1-2, strike 3 on the swing. 2 strikeouts
Ball was in the mitt, bro.
for Melendez, and that's actually 3 in a row for him as he gets Doris to swing. 2 down for Stocking. Stocking has reached on a fielder's choice, grounded out and got an RBI, and he struck out. He takes a big cut and misses, 0-1 to start this at bat. 4-2, Hornets lead.
Nobody on bat ain't touched the ball yet.
Another swing and a miss on a fastball, low and outside, 0-2.
Keep throwing the same pitch.
2 outs in the 7th. 2 strikes on Stocking. Melendez fires upstairs, 1-2. Rivera started, went 5 innings, gave up a run on 4 hits, and is in line to get the win. 1-2, the pitch. He checked his swing, or did he? No, he did not. Melendez strikes out the side in the 7th. 4-2, ASU.
That'll do it for the top of the 7th inning, ladies and gentlemen. All zeros, no runs, no hits, no errors, none left on base. If you haven't done so already, be sure to mark your calendars. Tomorrow is Senior Day, and the series finale between your Hornets and Alabama A&M. Senior Day set to begin approximately 12:30. First pitch for the game, set for 1 p.m. It's that time, ladies and gentlemen, for the 7th inning stretch. the Hornets, center fielder number 2, Ian Matos.
Here's Ian Matos to lead off here in the bottom of the 7th. 4-2 Hornets. I'm sure they would like to stretch out that lead here in this inning. Take a little pressure off the pitching, which is what they've been pretty adept at doing for most of the season. 1-0 the count on Matos. Facing Destin Hernandez. Another curveball that's upstairs. 2-0. Beautiful hue out beyond the left field wall. The purple majesty of the clouds. I almost started a song there. 2-0 is low. 3-0. That's it. We got a good comedy routine going on over here with Fred Sinkton. Need to give him a microphone. 3-0 count on Matos to lead off the bottom of the 7th. He'll take the automatic 3-1. Matos will be followed by Hay and then LaPred. Meat of the order, as they love to call it. The 3-1 waved at a curveball, 3-2. ASU won the first game 10-7. Finished it earlier this afternoon. Trying to win the series with a victory here in game 2. The payoff, grounder, shortstop. Merpolis has had a lot of work this night. Another high throw, but it's grabbed by Martin for the out.
Left fielder number 13, Jack Hayes.
That's about 4 times in the last inning and a half. The ground ball has been hit to Merpolis, and he has not been too marvelous. He's made some bad throws. He got bailed out on a couple of times by the first baseman, Blake Martin. So Merpolis not so marvelous at short. But he did get the out there, and here's Hay. Singled in a run his last trip to the plate. And he'll take a curveball on the outside part, 0-1. 1 down in the 7th. The 0-1. Another try for Merpolis, and again, he's not very marvelous. It goes through him. It's short. Jack Hay reaches first. What are we going to call that?
Right fielder number 19, Ali LaPred.
They're going to give him a hit. Here's LaPred. LaPred is 0 for 3. In fact, he has not got a hit in this series to this point. He's hit some hard, but nothing to show for it. A couple of flyouts in this one. Takes a fastball strike, 0-1. Meanwhile, Hay, that was his 3rd hit. Four runs, 11 hits for ASU, 2-5-0 for A&M. The 0-1. There's a beauty, 0-2. Single runs in each inning that either team has scored. Don't see that very often. No crooked letters tonight. 1 out, LaPred 0-2 count. Fly ball to right. Parker's been busy. He'll make the catch for out number 2.
Next up at bat for the Hornets.
Hay is back to first. And here's King. King is 2 for 3. A couple of singles, an RBI, and a run scored. Hernandez has come in and done a pretty good job. He has yet to give up anything. He has not given up a run. He doesn't have a strikeout or a walk either. He has allowed 2 hits. King pounds one foul down the third base line. He's getting out in front of the hitters, and that's what you got to do, especially against a group like this. Pitching ahead makes all the difference. 0-1 coming to King. Instead, throw to first, not in time. One more game in this series tomorrow. It'll start at 1 o'clock. We'll have Senior Day. Prior to that, around 12:30. Curveball is on the inside part of the plate, 0-2. Hopefully the Hornets will be going for the sweep tomorrow. They got a 4-2 lead here in the 7th. 0-2 inside, almost hit Corey King, 1-2. Lopez on deck. Hay still at first base. He got there with a single earlier in the inning. 1-2 pitch. Grounder, second base. Gobbled up by Stocking. He'll have to throw to first in the inning, and he does. 1 hit, nothing else for ASU in the 7th. We go to the 8th. 4-2. Hornets.
Ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for the 7th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. Hornet fans, we're proud to announce BSB Left fielder number 3, Bryson Hammonds.
First pitch of the 8th inning is lined into right. Brian Hammond thought about turning it into a double. Instead, he'll put on the brakes and head back to first. Good start for A&M here in the 8th. They trail 4-2. And they've got the middle of the order up against Adiel Melendez. There is no action in the ASU bullpen. Easley had a big moment in the 5th as the first pitch to him was a strike. He had runners at first and second, 2 outs. And what was at the time a one-run game, he could not get a hit. Stranded the runners. This time, though, he's going to line one to left. I guess he heard me talking. Back-to-back singles to start the 8th for Alabama A&M. This is the way the Bulldogs have been all weekend. They have kept the pressure on.
Number 25, Blake Martin.
And here's Blake Martin. Now we're going to see some stirring in the bullpen for Alabama State. As Martin steps to the plate. He has a double in 3 trips. Seventh hit. That was a foul ball. I'm not sure why everybody's standing around looking. It caught the batter. Nobody made the call. That's part of the problem. So 0-1 as the bunt is foul. Martin trying to lay it down and get the tying run in scoring position. On 1 the count, nobody out. We're in the 8th. Runners at first and second for Alabama A&M. Another bunt attempt, a good one. This time Melendez will have one play. He'll throw to first in time. Runners move up.
Right fielder number
Sacrifice
20,
1-4.
Jalen Parker.
And here's Parker. Parker is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice. He has flied to right. ASU is playing a little bit, well, now they back up. I was about to say they're about halfway in. They're going to concede a run here on a ground ball. First pitch is a strike, 0-1. And another good test for Adiel Melendez. I think that's part of what Vasquez is doing right now, seeing how his pitchers can handle these pressure situations. Fly ball to center field, pretty well hit. That should score a run. Matos makes the catch. Everybody's going to tag up, and it's 4-3.
Designated hitter number 10, Jared Tribbett.
Sac fly from Parker. Tommy easily moves to third, and here is Tribbett, who hit a solo home run his last time up. Hit it to right field, Oppo. Tying run at third, 2 outs. First pitch is a little high, 1-0. This game has been tied just one time. That was in the 3rd inning. It was 1-1. Since then, ASU was led by 1 or 2 runs the entire way. Next pitch is low. Two 2-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Another one low, 3-0. I don't know if they're pitching around him or not. Mervelis is on deck. 3-0 pitch coming. See if they give him something to hit. Well, they threw a strike. It was outside part of the plate. A good pitch if he'd have swung at it. Probably would have popped it up. So a 3-1 count. 3 runs for Alabama A&M. Tying run at the plate. Another strike on the outside part. Tribbett didn't think so. So a full count with 2 outs. Here it is. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Melendez gives up a run, but not the lead. They leave the tying run at third. 4-3. Hornets on top. We go to the bottom of the 8th.
Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, for more information on Alabama State Athletics, be sure to follow us on Twitter at @PetersonSports. For more information on Alabama State baseball, follow us on Twitter at @PetersonSports. You can also visit PetersonSports for rosters, bios, stats, and so much more.
They say the best things in life are free. It feel like Atlanta, it feel like Italy, it feel like Miami, it feel like NY. Summertime shy. So I roll the hood, y'all pop the trunk, I pop the hood. Ferrari. If she got the goods and she got that, I got the love. Sorry. Yo, it's got to be 'cause I'm seasoned. Hey, give me them salty looks. Lies. Told me go ahead, switch the style up. And if they hate the now, hey, watch the money down. I go for mine, I got to shine. I go for mine, I got to shine. Welcome to the good life. Really like the girls who ain't on TV 'cause they got more earth than the models. The good life. So keep it coming with the bottles. The she feel booze like she bombs at a bottle. The good life. It feel like Houston. It feel like Philly. It feel like DC. It feel like VA or the Bay. Oh yeah. Hey, this is the good life. Home tell me what's good. Why I only got a problem when you in the hood? Like I'm in the hood. The only thing I wish.
Leading off for the Hornets. Third baseman, number
Hornets have a
24,
slim
Christian.
1-run lead as we go to the bottom of the 8th. They have been very good in this game of matching A&M when they score. They did it in the 6th inning when they saw their lead dwindle to 1 run. Now it's back to a 1-run game. Having a discussion over by the Alabama A&M dugout between a coach and a player. I don't know why. It is holding up the game, though. Anybody know what that's about? The player has a backpack on. Is he leaving? He got ejected. A pitcher in the bullpen got ejected. Well, how about that? Okay. Do we know who it was? Somebody gets ejected from the bullpen, they need to be acknowledged, don't you think? We don't know who it was, but he's going to have to sit in the bus the rest of the night. We might send somebody down there to do a quick interview. I have seen that happen before. I was at a game years ago, and a player was in the bullpen yelling at the umpires. He got thrown out. He went and sat behind the fence. Is that who it was? Well, okay. We believe it's Jason Morono who got thrown out. And if we're wrong, I apologize. I'll apologize for everybody in the press box here if they got it wrong. But I saw a player get thrown out, and then he just proceeded to sit behind the fence and yell some more. And the umpire went over to the head coach and said, if that guy's not on the bus in the next 30 seconds, this game is forfeited. And so they finally got him to leave. He was running his mouth. I don't. And now we're going to get some warm-up pitches for the pitcher, and he promptly throws one to the backstop. So I believe that is Hernandez still out there, is it not? Christian Lopez is waiting this out. I was trying to say, as the fireworks erupted down the first base line, Hornets with a 1-run lead as we're in the bottom of the 8th. Need a couple to make this one a little bit more comfortable. And as I say that, there is a gapper hit by Christian Lopez. He's going to end up at second with a leadoff double.
Next up at bat for the Hornets, designated hitter number 9, Jaden.
And Jaden Sloan will bat. There was some activity in the ASU bullpen. It looked like Kyler McIntosh was throwing. Of course, he is the shortstop. And we've got a pinch hitter for Alabama State. It is Kerrigan Edmondson that's going to hit. And what this might be is a signal that Kyler McIntosh is probably going to be the pitcher in the 9th. That's a guess, by the way. And now we get a pitching change on the other side with Alabama A&M. So we keep on rolling here. We'll take a break. We'll be back.
Number 15, Kerrigan Edmondson.
The new pitcher for Alabama A&M is number 17, Terrence Sales, a redshirt freshman out of Stone Mountain, Georgia. He's a left-hander. Stands just 5'7", 175 pounds. He hadn't pitched much. And I think I see the pattern here as Kerrigan Edmondson steps to the plate with a runner at second and nobody out. And he'll ground one to second. That'll move the runner into scoring position. It's not a butt, but it's the next best thing. So Lopez moves to third.
Next up at bat for the Hornets,
Edmondson is out
number 14,
second to first.
Jamal George.
And Jamal George with a chance to drive in another run. He's done it once already tonight. But Sales comes in with a 1-0 record. This is his 11th appearance. ERA over 10, 10.34. He's only thrown 15 innings. But I think I see what's going on here as far as A&M. They are playing a lot of young players. As the first pitch is a curveball for a strike. A lot of these guys have not gotten a lot of action, and I have a feeling that they're playing for the future. 0-1, the pitch. Stays inside, 1-1. Infield is in for Alabama A&M. They only trail by a run. Lopez stands at third with one out. The 1-1 from Sales. Upstairs, 2-1. We think we got it figured out what's going to happen here in the bottom half or the top half of the ninth, but we'll wait and see if we're correct before we make that announcement. Check foul out of play. Check swing foul out of play. Two-two count on Jamal George, the ASU catcher, who has two singles, an RBI, and a stolen base. The pitch. Almost hit him in the foot. Full count. 4-3, we're in the bottom of the eighth. ASU with a lead. Next pitch, inside, ball 4. George walks.
Back to the top of the lineup for the Hornets. Second baseman, number 1, Randy.
So runners at the corners for Randy Flores, who is 1 for 4. And it does set up a double play opportunity for Alabama A&M, and that's why they're backing up their infield. George had a single back in the third. He is flied out twice and grounded out. Another insurance run. Standing at third. 1 out. Pitch. Foul back. In the ninth inning, scheduled to hit Mervelis, Glover, and Doris. They're 7, 8, 9 hitters. Big cut and a miss by Flores. 0-2 the count. I'm just guessing, but I imagine you'll see some pinch hitters in that group. Sales has an 0-2 count on Flores. Here is the pitch. Curveball stays up. 1-2. The 1-2. There goes the runner from first. The pitch is low. And George steals without a throw. That takes away the double play opportunity. That probably means the infield will move back onto the grass. And that is the case. And a 2-2 count now on Flores. See what Sales gives him to hit here. Something off speed maybe. Here we'll find out. Nope, throws a fastball, and it's hit to left. Not very deep. Hammonds has it. Tagging is Lopez. Throw will be cut off, and then a throw back to third, and in safely is George.
Next up at bat for the
Sacrifice fly from Randy Flores.
Tyler McIntosh.
That's an insurance run back to a 2-run lead. It's 5-3. And here's Kyler McIntosh. So George moves to third. There are 2 outs. First pitch, strike, inside corner. McIntosh a single, ground out twice, and a pop up to short. Two outs in the inning, a runner at third. McIntosh takes another curveball that's in there for a strike, 0-2. Five to 3. Alabama State on top. We're the bottom of the 8th. The 0-2 pitch, foul back. Twelve hits for the Hornets. Another double-digit hit night. That's 32 on the year for this team. This one's popped back out of play. Whoever gives it a look, but it's out of reach. Anthony Mateo started for Alabama A&M. He went 4 1/3, gave up 7 hits. Demetrius Stantopoulos came in relief, followed by Dustin Hernandez and now Terrence Sales. He's got an 0-2 count on McIntosh. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He gets away from the catcher. He's going to have to throw McIntosh out at first. He won't do it. So that's a strikeout, but wild pitch allows McIntosh to reach. So the inning stays alive for Ian Matos. Let's see how that plays out. It's the little things that make a difference, and this one could be huge when it's all said and done. Umpire is now having to talk to somebody over in the A&M dugout. Apparently he wanted to know how many visits he had left to the mound. And he's going to take one. Apparently he did have something left. A run is in here in the 8th inning. Now a runner at third and first. There's 2 outs in the inning. And I can see Matos busting this open. I'm seeing it now. I'm closing my eye. Did we ever figure out who got thrown out? I don't think we did. Whatever the case, there was somebody thrown out of the bullpen for Alabama A&M before this inning started. It's like you said, Fred, we know how many visits everybody has. We just don't know who got thrown out.
Center fielder Ian Matos.
All right, here's Matos. Facing the freshman. 2 outs in the 8th. 2-run lead for Alabama State. The pitch. Ball inside, 1-0. It's 18 pitches by Sales here. He didn't even start the inning. The 1-0. Way upstairs, 2-0. Jack Hay is on deck. 2-0 pitch, here it is. Liner, base hit. 1 run is in. McIntosh will stop at second. RBI single from the center fielder, Ian Matos. What is it? You play with fire, and you're usually going to get burned, and that was the case there. That missed third strike. It got away from the catcher, Kenny Glover. And I just say this, and I don't mean it in a mean sort of way, but that's part of being 3-21 in conference play as a strike is called on Hay. those things tend to hurt the weaker teams. And in this case, A&M was in a position before this inning as a check swing, and that's a foul ball. 0-2 now on Hay. They were down a run. They had battled back to get within a run. And ASU's come back and scored twice, but it would only have been one had that third strike on McIntosh been caught. The 0-2 and a wave and a miss by Hay to end the inning. Two big insurance runs scored by the Hornets. They do have 2 hits. They leave a pair. It is 6-3. Hornets going to the ninth.
Fans, don't forget tomorrow, Sunday, senior day, and the series finale between your Hornets and Alabama A&M University. Senior day set to begin approximately 12:30 p.m. with the first pitch for game 3 set for 1 p.m. We will see you tomorrow. Be sure to go out and support your Alabama State Hornets. Now playing left field for the Hornets, number 8, Kyle Giramoto. Shortstop number 2, C.J. Mervelis.
One change for Alabama State, and it's not what we thought it would be. Adiel Melendez is back out there on the mound. And Kyle Kuramoto is now in left field replacing Jack Hay. 6-3 as we get to the top of the ninth, and C.J. Mervelis will hit for Alabama A&M. And first pitch swinging, and he hits it to left field for a hit.
Catcher number 15.
One pitch and a single, and here is Glover. The catcher is 2 for 3. And that's it. We didn't know how far he would go with Melendez, and I wanted to see if he could get that first out. And instead, we're going to get a pitching change, and it's going to be Kyler McIntosh more than likely. So McIntosh is going to take over on the mound. And we'll see who comes in at shortstop. So Melendez did a pretty good job. He goes 3 innings. And he'll be responsible for the players, the runner at first.
Now playing first base for the Hornets, number 44, Kevin Chandler. Now pitching for the Hornets, number 3.
Try to get all these changes for you. And there are several. Devin Chandler is now at first. Randy Flores is moving to third. Like King has gone to second. Lopez is it short. So McIntosh is on the pitch. Second time we've seen him this week. He pitched Thursday and got the save against UAB. He is 3-4 overall. He has one save on the year. He has appeared in, this would now be the 12th game. He is in position to get a save here if he can hold A&M. As he comes in with a runner at first and a 6-3 lead. And Glover will bat with Mervelis at first. McIntosh has done most of his work on the mound in the midweek games. He has been a starter in several of those. But here he gets a chance to earn a save. Going for his second of the year. Glover, as I mentioned already, 2 for 3. He's got a double, a single, a run scored. First pitch to him is a strike. Started him with an off-speed pitch. The 0-1 instead to first. A&M has been a burr in the saddle of Alabama State so far in these first two games. They have not gone quietly. Waiting for the 0-1, and here it is, and it almost hit the catcher. 1-1. Chevalier Doris on deck. Pitch is hit to second. Can they turn two? One at second. Throw to first. And he dropped it. Chandler had it and he dropped it. Fielder's choice. Keep in mind you just rearranged the entire infield. So we'll give him a little bit of a break. You cannot assume a double play, so no error there. One out, and here is Doris. Doris 0 for 2 with a sacrifice. This one's hit back to the pitcher. There's the out. 2 down.
Back to the top of the lineup, second baseman number 11.
Glover moves to second. One more out to go, and the Hornets will take care of the series, at least winning the first two. Six to 3 our score. First pitch from McIntosh popped back this way, 0-1. Stocking looking for his first hit in his second game. He's 0 for 4. The 0-1 pitch. Little nibbler, third base side. It's going to roll foul. It's out 0-2. One strike away from taking care of this game, which has been a little nip and tuck, more so than we thought. And ASU would be that much closer, if not pretty much taking care of the Eastern Division. I don't know that they're going to celebrate tonight. They might, but more than likely not. 0-2 pitch. Here it comes to Stocking. Upstairs a little bit. 1-2. Hammond's on deck. Well, we hope to see him tomorrow. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Ball game. Hornets win.
Your Alabama State Hornets 6. Alabama A&M Bulldogs 3.
Bulldogs get a runner on in the ninth, but nothing else. And they lose this one to Alabama State 6-3. 6 runs, 13 hits, no errors for Alabama State. They leave 6. Alabama A&M 3 runs on 8 hits. And they leave 6. Let me back up. ASU actually left 11. 6 left on base for A&M. The winning pitcher, Ricardo Rivera. Good 5 innings of work. Gave up just a run. And he did it on 4 hits. And the save, I believe, goes to Connor McIntosh. His second in as many tries. So that's something to keep in mind as we go through and get deeper and closer to conference tournament play. Meanwhile, the losing pitcher, Anthony Mateo, who didn't pitch that poorly, 4 1/3, gave up a couple of runs, 7 hits. He only had a strikeout. But again, these Bulldogs battling this weekend, but they got nothing to show for it as they go 0-2 in the first 2 games against the top team in the league. Once again, your final score, Alabama State 6, Alabama A&M 3. We'll be back with you tomorrow for the closeout of the series, and it is Senior Day. We will have festivities prior to the game, and we will honor the 5 seniors on Alabama State's roster. Hope you can join us for that. Come on out to the park and be a part of that. I know it's going to be a little warm, but bring you a cup of ice and you dip your head in it every now and then, maybe a freezer or something. Whatever the case, plan on being with us tomorrow. And if you can't, you can join us here on the Hornet Sports Network. Again, your final score, we'll give you 2 because we finished 2 games today. ASU wins them both. First game 10-7. Second game 6-3 over Alabama A&M. Hornets improved to 36-15 overall, 23-3 in conference play. A&M falls to 12-32, 3-22 in the SWAC. Enjoyed bringing them to you tonight. We'll do it again tomorrow. Hope you can join us. Have a great evening. Thanks for listening to the Hornet Sports Network.